Annyeong Buzz. Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the stories behind your favorite K-pop idols. Not just the headlines, but the real journeys, struggles, and moments that make them who they are. Today, we're talking about someone who is both strong and soft-hearted, confident yet humble, and honestly, one of the most interesting personalities in Twice. Jeongyeon. Now, if you've been a once for a while, you already know that Jeongyeon is more than just the girl with short hair or the mom of Twice. But if you're new here, buckle up, because this is not just a profile rundown. This is a story about resilience, leadership, and the quiet kind of charisma that sometimes doesn't get the spotlight it deserves. Let's start with her early years. Did you know her birth name was actually Jeongyeon? Yeah. She had to change it in 3rd grade because it sounded like a boy's name, and people teased her for it. Imagine being a little kid and having to make a decision like that just to avoid being bullied. It says a lot about her strength, even as a child. And fun fact, her father was actually a private chef for former President Kim Dae-jung. That means she literally grew up in an environment where excellence and professionalism were just part of daily life. And maybe that's why she's so disciplined today. But Jeongyeon's path to becoming an idol wasn't all smooth. She failed her first JYP audition when she was younger. Think about that for a second. Most people would take that failure, feel crushed, and maybe never try again. But not Jeongyeon. She came back, auditioned again during JYP's 6th open audition, and not only did she pass, she actually got accepted into both JYP and SM on the same day. Imagine having both of those doors open at once. And she chose JYP, which, let's be honest, was the best decision for Twice fans everywhere. Now, here's something interesting. She almost became Twice's leader. The group leader was decided through anonymous voting, and Jeongyeon came in 2nd place. I can't help but wonder how different Twice's group dynamics might have been if she had been the leader instead of Jihyo. Not better or worse, just different. What do you guys think? Would Jeongyeon's leadership style have changed the group's vibe? Let me know in the comments, because I'm curious how once imagined that alternate reality. Speaking of leadership, even though she's not the official leader, she's often called the mom of Twice. She's the one who catches the bugs in the dorm, she's in charge of cleaning, and honestly, she just takes care of the other members in this calm, responsible way. I find that really admirable, especially in a K-pop world where so many idols are busy focusing on their own schedules and appearances. Jeongyeon genuinely cares about the group as a family. She's also full of little quirks that make her stand out. She loves nanoblocks and Legos, she's ambidextrous, and she can play both the saxophone and the guitar. And here's something that I think is super relatable. She said the happiest part of her day is taking off her contact lenses. I feel like everyone who wears contacts just nodded in agreement. It's the small joys, right? But we can't talk about Jeongyeon without acknowledging her struggles. In 2020, she took a hiatus due to psychological anxiety, and even when she came back for alcohol-free promotions, she had to step back again later because of panic and anxiety issues. Mental health in the K-pop industry is still such a taboo topic. So the fact that she openly took that step to prioritize her well-being is honestly so brave. I think sometimes fans forget that behind the perfect performances and flawless visuals, idols are human beings with limits. And Jeongyeon showed us that it's okay to take a break when you need to. For me, that's one of the things that makes her stand out even more, her honesty. She didn't try to push herself to the point of breaking just to keep up appearances. Instead, she set a boundary. And I think that's something young fans especially need to see. It's a reminder that your worth isn't based on how much you can endure without rest. Another thing that's often overlooked is just how multi-talented she is. Before debuting with Twice, she appeared in multiple MVs, GOT7's Girls, 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 Miss A's Only You, and more. She right there in the background of K-pop history before she was even officially on the map. And when Twice debuted, she had that iconic short haircut that basically became her signature for years. That look was so bold, and honestly, it fit her personality perfectly. Straightforward, confident, and refreshing. But here's the thing. Jeongyeon has also shown that she's willing to evolve. She's grown her hair out, experimented with styles, and yet somehow, no matter what look she's rocking, she still has this grounded, approachable energy. She's not the idol who feels untouchable. She's the idol who feels like she could be your cool older sister, who gives you advice and makes you laugh when you're stressed. And of course, she's got her playful side. She once said that if she were a guy, she'd date Nayeon because she's cute. At another fan sign, she said she'd date Mina. That's just such a Jeongyeon thing to say. Straightforward, but with that little hint of teasing that keeps fans smiling. Now let's talk about something that really struck me about Jeongyeon, her personality type. She's an ESFJ, which means she's naturally warm, caring, and loves to connect with people. But interestingly, her previous MBTI results were ISFP and ISFJ, showing how much she's grown and changed over time. I think that evolution is really reflected in how she interacts with fans and members alike. She's someone who values harmony and does her best to keep the peace within Twice, but she's also confident enough to express herself when needed. You might notice that Jeongyeon has this unique blend of being super responsible. She even takes charge of cleaning the dorm, but also playful and fun. It's like she has this balance that makes her approachable, but still reliable. And that's rare in the fast-paced world of K-pop, where everything can be so hectic. And speaking of hectic, managing mental health while living such a public life can't be easy. Remember when she took those breaks due to psychological anxiety? That's a big deal. So many idols suffer in silence. But Jeongyeon's decision to be open about it helps normalize these struggles for fans and other idols. It's important to see your idols as whole people, not just performers on stage. Another thing I really respect is how she embraces her quirks and doesn't try to hide them. For example, she's known for being the one who catches bugs in the dorm. She's brave like that. And contrasting that with Jihyo, who's terrified of bugs, it just shows the dynamic and supportive nature of the group. Jeongyeon also admitted she doesn't use perfume, but rather body mist. Small details like these make her so relatable. Let's also chat about her hobbies. She loves playing with nanoblocks and Legos, which I find adorable because it shows her playful and creative side. Plus, she knows how to play the saxophone and the guitar, which not every idol can say. It just shows how diverse her talents are beyond singing and dancing. Her food preferences are fun too. She loves deokbokki, meat, and golbangi muchum, but she's not a fan of lotus. And she's super confident about her legs and teeth, which is cute because those are such small but defining features. Her family background is pretty interesting as well. Having a father who was a private chef for a former president and a mother working in a Japanese restaurant means she grew up surrounded by great food and discipline. I wonder how much of that influenced her work ethic and maybe even her love for cooking. She's actually known to be good at making chicken rice and pho. I wouldn't be surprised if we someday see her hosting a cooking show. Now, talking about her career, before Twice debuted, she appeared in some iconic music videos like GOT7's Girls, Girls, Girls and Miss A's Only You. It's fascinating to think she was already in the industry's orbit before she officially debuted, quietly building experience. Her short hair era was legendary, wasn't it? It was a bold statement in an industry where long hair is often the standard for female idols. That look suited her strong, straightforward personality so well. And while she has grown it out since, that phase remains a memorable part of her identity. Something else that stands out is her ranking as 66th on TC Candler's The 100 Most Beautiful Faces of 2018. Beauty rankings aside, what's impressive is how she's consistently been recognized for her visuals without compromising her authenticity. Jeongyeon's relationship with the other members is also something to admire. For example, she used to share a room with Momo, and you can see their close bond in many Twice variety shows and behind-the-scenes footage. It's clear that she values these friendships deeply. Speaking of bonds, there's a story where Jeongyeon said if she were a guy, she'd date Nayeon because she's cute, and at another time, she said she'd date Mina. Those moments show her playful, down-to-earth side and how much fun she has with the other members. And about her ideal type, she looks for someone who makes her feel comfortable and who can amuse her. That tells us she values a partner who brings ease and laughter into her life, which feels very genuine and refreshing. So what do you guys think about Jeongyeon's journey? From overcoming early struggles, balancing her mental health, to being the reliable mom of twice with hidden talents and adorable quirks, she's definitely a unique and inspiring figure in the K-pop world. Do you have any favorite Jeongyeon moments or stories? Maybe something that made you smile or even helped you through a tough time? Share it in the comments. I love hearing how idols touch fans' lives beyond music. Before we wrap up, I want to say this. Jeongyeon's story is a reminder that strength isn't always loud or flashy. Sometimes it's quiet, steady, and comes from caring for others while taking care of yourself. She teaches us that it's okay to be human, to have struggles, and still shine brightly.